welcome to Possible, a podcast about people's journey and the moment that quietly shape who we are. I'm your host, Fatima Presswala, founder of Presence Recruiting, an entrepreneur, and someone who deeply believes that growth doesn't always follow a straight line. Most of the time, it comes from uncertainty, sometimes from hard decisions, and sometimes from simply choosing to keep going forward. Today's conversation is one of those stories. I am joined by Zeeshan Khan, an HR leader working at the intersection of people, technology, and purpose. Zishan has built a career in HR technology and people experience, navigating his professional path while balancing the realities of leading, distributing teams, and figuring out what fulfillment really looks like beyond a job title. It's about resilience, identity, mentorship, and finding creating outlets like Zishan's passion for travel photography that keeps him grounded as he builds something meaningful. So let's get into it. Welcome, Zishan.
Thank you, Fatima. Thank you for the great intro. I am feeling blessed that I'm hearing about myself. Okay. Thank you for the great intro.
So, Zishan, for those who don't know you yet, please, describe yourself, your journey so far, both professionally and personally, and share your story with us.
So I'm Zeeshan Khan, based in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm into IT ecosystem for more than 15 years. Started my career with a consulting in IT, work in finance a little bit, and then moved to a end client, and then moved to a HCM, HR tech technology from last 13 years. In those 13 years, I learned a lot about how the organization using the technology to keeping the pace as well as changing the way the organization work and employees work. So most of the time we think organization and the IT as a driver. But nowadays I am noticing technology is not just a driver, it's a core segment of any organization, which drive how you wanted to build your organization, how you wanted to interact with your employees. On a personal note, I'm a husband, a father. My daughter keep me busy. She's 4.5. So she keep us active on tours all the time. Uh, as Fatima mentioned, I'm a travel photographer. I love to travel as much as possible. I'm mostly into landscape photography. So if you don't find me in front of my laptop, I will be taking somewhere picturesque place, enjoying the nature and appreciating it.
So, when you say HR technology, can you explain in a little bit simpler terms? So, you take care of the organization's employees within the organization, right? Like you don't work with the end clients.
I have done both. So when I mentioned that I did a consulting, I am doing a consulting to implementing the entire system for the clients. Let's take an example. It's a company XYZ need to implement a new HCM system or need to implement recruiting system, compensation or moving from payroll from bi-weekly to monthly or monthly to bi-weekly. So those kind of a changes, we come in, implement it, help them, guide them, what exactly good for you, what will work. And since we are talking about HR data, compliance is the more governance laws. So those will come into picture as well. So that is when we do consulting side. Now I am mostly from last few year moved to end client. So in an organization, my responsibility is understanding the leader request and understanding that we are moving in that direction. We are doing a heavy recruiting. Can we have a new system which help us to do heavy recruiting and make the system seamless? From the time candidates saw any posting on any job portal, it can be any portal, internal portal, outside portal, LinkedIn, and whatnot. From that point, someone applying to the job, interview process, onboarding process, hire process, and then when you get into the organization, your progression, performance, compensation, merit, until the time you terminated from the organization. or retired from the organization. So how starting from that piece, starting to the end, this whole life cycle we'll manage. I manage, I configure it, define the process for the organization, and in between, helping the employees to gain more knowledge about the organization and push certain organization goal and the culture into it.
So do you build those systems for those organization and then train that organization employee how to run it, and then you move on to the next project?
It both. So sometimes we'll take the already built software, implement it, and configure it as per the organization. Each company is different. People keep telling these companies are same. Not every companies are different. Both if they do the same job, same location, but the culture of company and the employees are different. So we configure the system based on the company need, change the flow, and then depending on the organization, if it's a maintaining system doesn't work automatically still. I know we are into AI era. We are talking about more automation is there, but somewhere we still have some maintenance piece in all the technology. So we maintain it also. So maintenance can be a support on a production side or enhancement.
Okay.
And then time to time, organization also come up with a new uh, concept or new project. Let's take an example. If some organization come up that we wanted to implement mentorship in the organization, how we can do it. So help them understand how we can do it, how the employee will know about it. So
Mm,
adoption piece about it,
yeah.
change management piece about it. Because if we just launch something and employees doesn't know it exists and how to exist or how to access it, does it make sense, right?
Yeah.
So employee need to know how and make it that it is useful for them. So they will go into the system, started using it, and how it will beneficial for it. And we have to make sure it's easy so anyone easily able to understand it and use it. So that is what I'm doing nowadays.
Yeah, most of the people just think because AI takes care of everything, but AI is also built by human only, and then it has to be refined all the time. It has to be upgrade. Software has to upgrade, and so you do all those things and you train those employees as well. You mentioned a very great point that everything is going on automation system because being into HR, not HR, but I'm a recruiter, right? So I see lot of companies, especially big corporates, the way they select their candidates is on automation, which is a good and a bad thing. The good thing is obviously they are saving time; they don't have to do this manually. But the bad thing is also they miss out on lot of good candidates because
Hmm.
they're putting it on automation. They have those algorithms work based on the words they have put on those algorithms, and because of that they actually miss out on really good candidates. So have you faced any such challenges in your work?
Yes, we are have also doing a screening process on the recruiting, and we are using an AI tool. Or let me be very specific. We are trying to implement a AI tool for that process, but we are not there yet. We are trying to keep a human in loop so that it will not automatically scan everything and automatically do all the regression filtering or the funneling the candidate. We are still not doing that, but that's a end goal. At this particular time, we are doing that and keeping a human in loop and keeping an insight from a human or a TA or a recruiter, keep a check, and then moving one by one. That's what we are targeting. But I agree with the point that the funneling of the candidate and hiring will be a good source for automation. But at the same time, it's difficult. Sometimes we are missing the definitely a good candidate because they might not have their resume is not the ATS enabled, or they might have not used the specific keyword on their resume which is not filtering them out. So that is something we're still looking into it. I think that's a more no, bigger discussion all the organization and all the AI and the recruiting platform are right now doing to narrow down and how we can avoid those situations. Just to close the loop, I think AI and those tools are very good. Optimization, speed, and the filtering, everything is amazing. It's helping the organization, is helping the recruiter, and it's also helping the candidate. So it's helping everyone. But we have to keep at this particular time some level of human connection in the loop so that we are not just totally missing out certain those kind of scenario.
Yeah, it's very important to discuss and actually understand it because everybody knows it, but they don't understand it. So it's a difference between knowing and understanding and having the discussion, especially with you because you are pro in what you do. So how did you thought of this? Why did you choose this profession? How did you come into HR technology?
Then with the finance domain, and I work on a credit card mostly on a credit card backend. After working for a few years, I realized that is not for me. I spent a good amount of time. I was also doing very good. I was paid well, financial job, white collar, everything is amazing. But I'm not happy about it. So luckily, my consulting organization gave me an opportunity. Do you want to move into a new SCM tool? And I take a bet, and I say, let's give it a try. And I joined that one. Once I joined, all of the sudden the things started lining up. I quickly realized I have lack in my HR knowledge. So I did my master. Same time I registered for my master in the HR, take my master degree in HR, so that I will have a sufficient knowledge in the background to process it, so that I can talk to client and understand with their language. Once I started doing that, I quickly realized what I am doing actually impacted employees' life day to day, actually impacting organization how they behave and how they grow. So I start seeing what I'm doing into action, and then I'm able to relate. So organization keeps saying we wanted to build a culture of a culture where everyone employees will be empowered, and we wanted to do a performance where everyone can feel motivated. And by technology, I'm able to do that. So I'm able to connect those dots, and then slowly and gradually I learn into the system side, technology side, as well as the HR and the people side. I have great mentor in my whole career who keep guiding me and telling me these are the right path for you and don't go into those routes. So those are also very good driver which help me. I started calling myself as an executor who understand the requirement from the business, who understand the requirement from the organization, and using my background, I execute what they are asking for. So it's a uh, technology which is giving me opportunity to see thing in real life.
You mentioned that you have a mentor who guides you and you are able to align all those things perfectly for your for the company and for your client. So do you see that you want to follow that mentorship path and then pass on that to somebody? Do you teach your team all those things as well?
I try level best, yes. One thing, one of the great, my ex-boss told me one thing, which is she's amazing. Shishan, you always need 2 to 3 mentors which guide you. And she gave me the why behind it. We all are learning. We are all going to fail. No doubt about it. We don't know certain things, we are going to fail. And then we'll grow, we'll take a step and move forward. But why you wanted to fail where someone already failed and tell you don't go into that path and guide you to a different correct path and then follow that path and fail there. So you already ahead of the other 90%. So in short, what I think mentorship is, they are understanding you and giving you the correct path. As an example, my mentor used to tell me, Zishan, okay, go in that route that will help you. These are your markers, these are your roadblocks, and these are your the next step in your life. But I recommend don't do this mistake because they have done it. Okay, so now I am safe. I'm not spending hours of my life into those mistakes because I know those are not going to work. Or they already solved it and they can tell me the reasoning behind it. So I always recommend at least have 2 to 3 mentor in your life. One is for your professional growth, one is your personal growth, And one is, you can call it a therapy, but I don't call it a therapy. I will call it a mentorship. So in that, you can talk to them and understand what are your roadblocks. Sometime when you think and sitting with someone and jot down all your thought, it give you the opportunity where you wanted to go. So I always recommend my team to have as many as mentor they can. People think it's a waste of time. I don't think it's a waste of time. It's a good time. And people are also scared to be a mentor.
Yeah.
Like, why I will be a mentor? Why I'm gain what I'm gaining for it from it? I'm not getting any money for it, right? So why I will spend my few time? But they need to understand someone help them in their journey, which bring them to at this position where they can help other. If you help other, then only somewhere, somehow, that is going to come back to you, and you will go and succeed more in your life.
You want to learn from other people's mistake, and you don't want to do the same mistake, keep doing that same. If the wheel is invented, just follow the wheel, don't try to invent your own wheel.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And also, like, paying it forward, right? It's a good thing. It's a human nature. When you learn something, you want to teach, especially when it comes to our children. Like the mistakes we have made, we don't want our children to make the same mistake. That's why we teach them. So, same way in the professional world, also, rather than saying, why should it's not my job to tell them, you have to go with an open mind that if I have done that mistake, I would stop the other person to do the same mistakes. Yeah. Thank you. So outside your HR technology, what other passions you have? You mentioned one about your photography, and you have landscaping photography, and what other things you have?
So I started learning a lot about the culture and the travel a lot. So from travel, started connecting my life as well. So we started my career with the Asia region. Then we have some experience in EMEA, then in North America at this particular time. So over the period of time, I have seen the mindset change from the country to country, how they work, how they talk, how they interact. In some of the Gulf country, if we have a proper interaction in a normal generic way, will not work as it work in Europe and the North America. So that helped me when I'm travel about how you can be a good speaker, how you can be a good person and understand. Sometime in our back of our mind, we always think this is how it's supposed to work. And this is the path clear, why you are not following it. And when I started leading a team and have a different diverse culture employees or the resources working with us, I feel the difference. And I made a couple of time mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'm asking that, so why you have not able to deliver this? As I was not very clear. Then I understand my words make they understand my word and articulate it differently
Yeah.
because that is what they interpreted. So my recently I learned a very good uh, from my one of my another great mentor gave me the very good example. You come home from the outside and ask your daughter, which is for my in my case 4.5 year old daughter. I'm asking, where is the dinner for mommy and daddy? And the expression she's going to, do I supposed to make a dinner for you guys, right? And she don't know. So then, what is the missing here? That we never clearly define the expectation. Same thing happened with each of us. Once we define the clear expectation that this is your job, this is what I'm expecting from you. When organization define an expectation for employees, when leader, boss, manager define expectation with their employees, if it's very clear and the both party understand, then only you can move forward. Otherwise, a chaotic situation. So that's how, like a very basic example. Next day, if I go and mention to my daughter, tomorrow can we are depending on you for our dinner. I know she will not be able to prepare a dinner, so maybe, but she can at least with next day she will come out with a biscuit or a bag of chips. Okay, we are having chips for her tonight. So see, just setting up an expectation change the output. So
Yeah,
just setting up expectation is something which I learned from my travel. I love traveling. Going back to your original question, I know I diverted a little bit. I love traveling. Me and my wife both are into travel, and we love to go as much as places as possible so that we can see and enjoy. Nowadays, with a more with a family issue or with the family is growing, it becomes difficult time to time. We are not able to do as much as track because my daughter is not that capable to have a track mountain. But maybe in few years we are preparing her that we have to track soon. So that is what keep me grounded, keep me connected with the roots.
that's so important to travel because travel teaches you a lot of things. You interact with so many different people, you see different culture, you see different places, you understand people's mindset. And what you said is correct, right? We have so much in our head that we think the way we present ourselves, the other person is going to get our words. But with the cultural barrier and the way we speak or way the other person speaks and interpret, they might completely, take it very differently. So even the communication is important, but to communicate in a clear and a better way is more important than just a communication.
Yes.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to professional navigating their career path with limitations or feeling stuck at this time? How can they move forward in their career? Do you have any advice for them if they are going into this HR tech profession?
Will say go for it. Most of the time people stuck and just trying to be is it a good path for me, is it a good technology for me, is it a good company for me. Let's take an example of myself. When I was doing a very well in my finance sector and they asked me, do you want to take a switch to a HR technology, without hesitation I said yes. And that yes changed my life. That yes travel me a multiple places, that yes travel me a very big clients, and that yes bring lots of money to my pocket right now. So did I think a lot? No. So time to time you have to do your due intelligence, yes, but don't overthink it. Technology and culture, everything is changing drastically at this particular time. I have certain scenario where my mentee say, "We, I just want to do this thing," uh, and they have an offer from somewhere, thing very close to it, but not. I just want to do this. So it's better not to stick with something. Whatever you're getting, go for it, and over the period of time, you can convert into this or move from one segment to another, or maybe that segment itself will take you to different places. So that is the one advice. Keep saying yes, take a rest, and don't stuck and overthink it. Second, as I mentioned, please have mentors. I recommend that what you want it to be in after 4 year or 5 year, you see yourself that I want to be this person. I want to be Jeff Bezos. I want it to be Elon Musk. So I don't want you to be go to them and ask for that. They will definitely not able to help us at this particular time. But someone you admire or someone you think has achieved already, which you are trying to do, reach out to that person and be open. I am thinking about this. Will you spare me your 30 minutes and go prepare yourself upfront? There are certain situations where I was gone into an mentorship session and they are not prepared. Prepare yourself what you want. The front person is spending 30 minutes on you. What actually you want to gain from them? Try to achieve and gain as much as knowledge from them and implement that into your life. So good mentors say yes to things and move forward. Will take you to places.
Basically, have an open mind, open yourself, and what you learn, you have to implement because a lot of times we just keep learning, learning, learning. But if you don't implement those learning, that knowledge is not very useful for you. So, thank you very much, Zishan. That is all the time we have today. Thank you for showing up and sharing your journey with us and our listener openly today. It's a conversations like this that exactly shows that things are possible. It Everything exists in the world. You just have to take one step at a time and keep moving forward. So, to everyone listening, if this episode resonate with you, take a moment, please like, subscribe, or share with someone you know who will be benefit from this conversation. Before we leave, one last thing: if people wants to connect with you and learn more about your work and your profile, what is the best way to connect with you?
They can always connect me, easily find me on LinkedIn. I'm very active in LinkedIn, try to help as much as I can in my spare time. So reach out to me, shoot me a DM, and shoot me an email.
How do they connect? What do they type your name, or what's the link?
If they are able to search with my name, full name Zeeshan Khan, they might be able to find me so they can connect with me. And love to connect with all you and learn from you guys as well.
Okay. Thank you for being here and for listening. Remember, even when path feels unclear, what comes next is still possible. Until then, see you next time.